What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is James and I day trade. Simple. I day trade the futures market, so NQ and ES. And a lot of people in the comments, a lot of people in my Discord server have been asking what my chart colors are. Also, what my drawing colors are and whatnot. So this video is going to go right into that, covering my Tradingview setup, my chart colors, my drawing colors, and also some handy, nifty Tradingview shortcuts that you can also use as well. That just help you navigate the charts easier, help you trade easier, and whatnot. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alrighty, so my Discord server is open. It is not a place where I live trade and stuff like that. It is just a place for the community to talk to one another, for my viewers to interact with me and each other. So link for the server is in the description. Obviously, you'll join the link and come to this page, read through the rules, read through the things I want to mention before you join, then go ahead and react to the message right here. And you will be, well, you have access to the server where we obviously talk every day. Usually once market is finished making its morning move, and we can discuss our views on the market and stuff like that. So link in the description, go ahead and join if you want to. We're already at like 60 members, so huge thank you. That is insane to me. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, so here we are on the charts. This is Tradingview, obviously. If you've never been on this before, this is what it looks like. Not when you first start up. This is what mine looks like, and I can tell you how to get your chart to look like this. So, firstly, I like to have two charts open at the same time when trading, purely for ease of spotting SMTs and whatnot. So, go right here. You've got your, just have one. Or you can have two, like what I do, and then you can also change the symbol for each one really easily. Just go ahead and click it, so you've got this border around it, and then go ahead and just start typing letters. So if I want this one to be NQ, I can just type in NQ, and then futures, and then boom, it's NQ. I like it to be ES. Another thing that you can do, if you set up your watch list to be like this, and you have it in different groups, in different categories, it's quite self-intuitive. You just sort of drag them and move them, and then you also delete and add symbols right here and whatnot. So this is what mine looks like. If you go ahead and close these ones, and then you can easily navigate through these. So if I'm on this window, for example, and I want to quickly get to NQ, I can hit the spacebar. I'm on NQ. Spacebar again, it goes back to the top. If I had these open, I believe it would go and it would cycle through them all, and then back to the top, and then keep cycling through. So that's why I close these ones. NQ's right here. S&P, micro NQ. We'll cover the difference between those soon as well. Right, let's get right into the chart colors. So settings. Right here, my up candles are white, 100%. My down candles are see-through, 0% opacity. The bodies of my down candles are clear. Border, again, white 100%, and wick for the up candle, white 100%. Down candle, border is the fifth one in, 100%, same as the wick. We can just cover the rest of these settings. So here you go. Status line, that just changes this thing. So this is default. Currency and unit is visible on mouse over, whatnot. No overlapping labels you want to have ticked, because you don't want to have, they'd overlap each other and it would just be, well, a pain. So stack them, simple as. Plus button, you want to be able to quickly get into trades, whatever. Countdown to the bar close, always want that on, always. This color is right here. I have it as the fifth gray in, again, 100%. And here you go. Canvas. Now it is not this black. That is too dark for me. Don't like it. It's a black I made myself. It is this hex code 0A0A0A. So just add, type it in, and then add right there. So boom. No grid lines. Crosshair, I have it on just a line. I don't like it being a dotted line. It's just too much for my eyes. One line, smallest thickness, 100%, fourth grey in. Not the fifth one, because that would cross over with the wicks. Fifth grey. Fourth one in. No watermark. Text on the scales is white. Size 12. I don't want it to be smaller. That's horrible. Size 12. Then those lines are see-through, 0%. Trade in, buy and sell buttons in the top. Instant orders placement, I have this on, which means I can quickly get in just by pressing this button. If I had this off, I'd press this button and it would take me to a page. Now I press this button, it puts me in. I like to play a little sound. That is my favorite one, personally. Nice and quick. Don't need it on, whatever. I have my positions in money just because I do. It doesn't bother me. Psychologically, some people turn this off. It doesn't bother me. Executions are on. I don't have the price line extended out. It's just too much on my screen. Alerts and events, not important. Drawing colors. So I don't use horizontal rays anymore. If I did, there'd be white, 1 pixel, or 1 point, and then that line. Rectangles, I have a few different templates. I have grey ones, which are fourth grey in, 30% opacity, background, same thing. I have the blue ones, this blue right here, 20%, and background the same. And I have a red one, this red 13%, and this one 13%. Again, I use these for different things. I tend to use blue ones for higher time frame imbalances that I expect to hold or that haven't been inversed yet. So like a daily fair value gap that we're playing with, then I'll have it as blue. Once a fair value gap gets run through, I tend to have it red. It's now an inverse fair value gap that I'd like to see us trade back to, maybe on the bigger time frame. I also tend to use the red for breakers, but mainly inverse fair value gaps on bigger time frames. And then grey is just new fair value gaps that I'm trading, taking an actual execution from. So like on the 1 minute, I'd mark out the imbalance I'm trading from as grey. Trend lines, I have a few different templates again. So obviously I have right 1 pixel, a line for this one, which is $3 signs in the middle, top center. Buy side, I have top right, BSL, obviously buy side liquidity. Sell side, top right, sell side liquidity. Turtle soup, just a little turtle emoji. Again, all white, 1 pixel and the line. Then I just have these ones to show all-time high, data high, and data low. Just quick, easy access rather than having to type it in. Change in state delivery, I have it as blue. Blue, 100%, smallest thickness, a straight line. And just have change state delivery there. SMT is a little bit different. Obviously, white, 1 pixel. It's a dashed line with SMT written on it. And that is all of them. Positions. Default colors. Default green, but 10% opacity. Default red, 10%. Again, same for short. Why is that so? Same for short. Green, 10%. Red, 10%. Retracement. Standard deviation settings are right here. These are all white, 100%, and these are red, 100%. So there you go. Background is about there. You can't, there's no value, but background is right there. And here are those settings. Scan box for equilibrium. Here are the settings. I just have 0.5 ticked. I have the label on the left, but that's it. There's no need to have it on both sides. Right there. Obviously, this is just my market open line. Red, 20%, 1 pixel thick. I might have it 2 pixels thick. We'll see. Dash line, whatnot. Arc, 2 pixels, white, same as path. 2 pixels white. That's the only drawing tools I use. Now, let's get into navigating the charts. My favorite. So, obviously, I showed it at the start of the video. this little thing up here. But a quick way to swap, if you have two charts open full time, like I do, a quick way to get from one to the other is holding Alt and left clicking. This is only for Windows keyboards. You know, I don't use Mac. I'm not a big Mac OS fan. This is just for Windows keyboards. If you're on Mac OS, I don't know what the binds are, but I'm sure it's something similar. So holding Alt and pressing left click takes you and fills the chart, the screen with that chart, and then Alt and left click again to take it away. So if you had ES really far to the left like this, and then you want to quickly look at it without dragging it out, hold Alt, left click on it, and boom, ES is full screened. Want to go back, hold Alt, left click, you're back on NQ with ES to the side. So yeah, we'll leave it on NQ for now, but Alt, left click gets you right across, and it still leaves you in the template. It's just this one's full screened. And you can tell which one is full screened by this grey border. Yeah, same here. You can also press F11 to full screen your trading view, but in my opinion, this is a bit too tall. I don't really like it, so I like to have Chrome around me still. Another thing, my chart is always going to be in New York time, just simple. And also, for futures, always have this on, else you'll have big ugly gaps that don't mean anything on your chart. So have this on. Have it on. Simple. Right. So time frames. You can use these buttons up here with the ones you favorited. You know, they go to here. I like to use my keyboard. So obviously I want to go on the 1 minute, press number 1, enter. I'm on the 1 minute. 2 minute, 3 minute, etc. 5 minute, 15 minute. To get to a 1 hour, 1, then a H. 4 hour, 4, then a H. Or 60 minutes, 240 minutes, you know. But 4H, 4 hour, 1H, 1 hour. When you get to the daily, you can't just type D. Because if you go and type a letter, you know, you go to symbol search. So 1D for the daily, 1W weekly, 1M monthly. And then you may notice jumping through time frames can be a bit ugly. The 4 hour might look like this. You zoom into the 1 minute, it's like this. If you press Alt and R, it resets the chart view. So it's the same as doing this. Alt and R resets the chart view. So 4 hour. Say you were looking at the 4 hour right now and you want to go to the 1 minute. Why is that? Alt R, boom. Reset, and then to quickly get out of that, just tap the price scale and you'll be able to move freely. Because if you are in Alt and R and you've reset chart view, you won't be able to zoom in and out. Zooming in and out will move the whole price scale. So just tap it and then you can move freely like this. Simple. Moving on. That's Alt and R. Another cool one using Alt, again back to the 4 hour, Alt R resets it. Simple. Tap it, move freely. Alt and G brings you to the go-to panel. This one right here. Alt and G, you know, if you're back testing, let's just go to freaking have it set to 9:30 because it's New York time. Boom, you're at market open. Zoom into the 1 minute. Alt, I need to go back there. Alt and G. Boom, you're back at 9:30 open. Simple. Really useful. Just Alt and G. You can, nice, quick, easy back testing. Nice and simple. So, again, Alt and R to reset. Remember, Alt and click puts us back on different charts. Now, actually navigating through the charts. Obviously, using the scroll wheel condenses it and expands it and also moves you along the time. Just on its own. On its own, it does both. Now, if you hold Control, it will just shrink and expand around your cursor. So if I want to zoom in here, it will shrink there, you know. That is holding Control and zooming in. It will just expand to those points where your cursor is. Alt and R again. So holding Control shrinks it and expands it around your cursor. If you hold Shift, you move along time. Simple. And if you use the scroll wheel here, you'll go up and down the price, but that's really slow. It's just easier to do that. So 3 things there. You can do this, control to zoom in, boom, and then move it along the time frame, shift. These come in useful when you might be marking out on a small time frame a big SMT. You can move across, select it, and you can't drag yourself back there, so you can hold control to zoom out around your cursor, hold shift to move across, zoom back in on your cursor, boom, easy peasy, you've marked out an SMT on a small time frame. Nice and simple. Moving forward, that is navigating the charts. Really simple. Control, shift, or none, and it does both. So now, is there some cool tips and tricks when actually using drawings? So we'll go back to this one. Say you want to mark out this SMT right here. I don't leave my magnet tool on full time. Because if I want to place a long position or whatever, the magnet tool is messing up where I can put it. It won't actually be in line with where my order was filled. So I have magnet turned off at all times, and I can easily put my long anywhere. But if I want to use the magnet feature, so example, if you ever have a drawing tool selected and you hold control, it activates the magnet. You can see right there, hold control, activates the magnet, boom, right there. You can let go and you can move freely, or you can hold on again and then you can put it back on. I think that's nice and easy. Just hold control for magnet. Another thing with trend lines is if you hold shift, it will make it a straight line. So you can have a straight line up, 45 degrees, flat, 45 degrees, down, whatever. So when I'm marking out my liquidity levels, I hold control to choose the high or the low. I let go of control and hold shift, and I get a nice straight line. Right click and then go to my liquidity template. Nice and simple. Same with like SMT, is control to control, right click, SMT. Simple, cool. You can also hold shift with a rectangle and it'll make it a perfect square. Not necessary in the slightest. When's that going to be useful? It's not. So that is simply nice and simple. The magnet and the shift tool, nice and simple. So again, really useful. Another thing, if you hold shift and then left click, you'll start measuring, which can be useful. For example, if we use Alt and G, we go to Friday at 9:30, and we go to a trade that I was looking to take. If we go on to replay to right here, and then go for there. So I'll see buy side, hold control, hold shift, nice straight line, right click, buy side. Internal low was taken. I want to quickly work out, how big roughly will my stop be? Because I would enter on the change in the state. How big roughly would my stop be? Well, I can hold shift and I can left click and I can quickly measure how the size of my stop would be in ticks, which would be 191 in this example. And then you can see if I was to long right here off the change in the state, I have my stop at that low. It'd be the 196 right there. Nice and simple. Obviously, if you see the recaps, then you'll know I was not winning trade. That was a break-even trade. And again, remove drawings right there. So that is shortcuts to maneuvering the charts nice and simply. That is also my chart colors. So now we can move on to futures contract sizes, how they actually work, and then that'll pretty much wrap up the video. So we move on to the futures contract sizing now. Okay, so this is how the futures markets risk works, etc. So obviously people always say, 10 points, handles, whatever, points. I don't really like that, because it's just like the price change, really. So You see price on the right, 25,097. Let's go to 22. 2529. I can't get there. There we go. So as you can see, the price has changed 100. 100. Like, it has no meaning. What is important is the ticks. 401 ticks. Right? So, when trading futures, you can either trade NQ, ES, micro NQ, or micro ES. That's for the indexes. This stuff is only for the indexes. I don't know about gold futures, Bitcoin futures, oil futures. I don't know. I don't trade them. Not my job to worry about it. But obviously you have NQ, ES, micro NQ, and micro ES. Obviously these are minis and these are micros. So for NQ, the mini contract, one tick equates to $5 per contract. So when you're trading, one tick, if price moves up one tick, you make $5. Moves down one tick, you lose $5. On the micro, it's a tenth the size. So for micro NQ, one tick is 50 cents, 0.5 of a dollar. ES, one tick, $12.5. And micro ES, one tick is $1.25. Simple. Keep that in mind. We will keep that in mind. Where have I typed that? Up here. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. So again, we'll go into Friday for an example on NQ. Obviously, this trade didn't work out, but it's a good example because it's recent and I remember it. We'll use the trade that should have occurred on this day. Again, using all our shortcuts that we had with us from the first one. Come on the 30-minute here. The 30-minute imbalance, you know, make it blue. That's grey, make it blue. I can just undo that. Right, so 30-minute imbalance. Oh, we did have a 4-hour change in state. Again, not going to cover the technical side of this, just marking it out. Okay, so turn on low. Again, 1 minute change in the state. Make that grey. There we go. So, and magnet tool's off for this very reason. Okay, so nice and simple. On this trade, imagine we are on NQ, not micro NQ, we're on NQ. Right here is the tick amount of this stop loss. So obviously shift right click, you know, 162, whatever. That is the tick amount of this stop loss. Simple, 161. So if I was on NQ, right, on the NQ mini chart, and I wanted to take one contract on this trade, the minimum I could risk on NQ on this trade with a 161 tick stop loss is 161 times by 5, because it's 161 ticks. It's $5 a tick. We can risk $805 on this trade if we had one contract on NQ. If we had two contracts and just times by 2, it's 1600 risk. Times by 3, whatever. Now, if this trade was on micro NQ, we just turn that 5 to a 0.5 because it's 161 ticks. How much is a tick worth? 50 cents. 161 times 50 cents. One micro contract means I'm risking $80.5 on this trade. Two of them, $161. If I had 5 micros, it would be $402.5. Again, Tradingview does calculate this pretty well. log into paper trading real quick. So as you can see, you know, you have your stop loss here. It's 161 ticks. If you add one contract, it's 8.5, whatever. TradingView calculates this for you if you want to enter like this. But how I enter with the instant order placements is I just quickly drag. I'm like, right, it's roughly 160 ticks. How many contracts do I need? And I'm quite good at mental maths in this scenario, so that works out. But obviously, you can use this menu if you want. You want to figure out how much you want to risk. You know, that's six contracts with this size stop loss, which is why you can never use a set contract size when you're trading futures. You can never say, oh, I always use 2 contracts, because sometimes your stop may be this big, and if you're using 2 contracts, you're risking $58, but it could be also be this big, and you're risking double that. So it really just comes down to practice with risk on futures. It really does. Holding Control and Z here, undoing everything. This is the important thing you need to remember when trading futures, and remember this. Okay. That is really poor. That number is your tick amount, not this one, this one. And it's all you need to remember. So that pretty much wraps this video up. One thing I did forget to mention that I have set up for myself is the button on my mouse, this one, this side button here, I changed the macro to be backspace. So I quickly just press the button and it deletes the drawing. Again, people prefer to just press backspace, but I have a microphone in my way, so I prefer using the macro on my mouse button. So that could be something if you want to set up. It's quite nifty, just delete with a simple click of my mouse. That I think sums up everything about my TradingView and how it's set up. Again, key ones that I always use is Alt and click between charts, Alt and R to reset, and then the most important ones I think is Control and zoom, and then Control when holding down a magnet, and Shift as well. They're the most important ones. I always see people not using this Control and zoom feature, just doing this, then dragging, then doing this, then dragging, or zooming in, then dragging, zooming in, then dragging. Like, come on now. Use the Control feature, Shift. Again, people might think it's not important, but I genuinely think being able to navigate the charts quickly is an important part of trading. Knowing the software you use, knowing everything, And I also know how important chart colors are to me personally. I still am really pernickety about my chart colors. They have to be right. They have to look nice for me to trade nice. So that is my chart settings. There's also some nifty little tricks that I have up my sleeve that beginners definitely use. Some rough spots there. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up this video. Bank holiday tomorrow. As a date of recording, obviously, I don't know when you're going to watch it. But as of the 20th of January, it is a bank holiday that day, Martin Luther King Day. So no trade recap tomorrow, but from Tuesday onwards, back on the trade recaps, back on the weekly grind, as always. Those spots are bad. Man. Oh, man. Anyway, that pretty much sums this up. I appreciate all of you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you guys for all the support, the comments, and subscribing. 325 of you. Insane. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.